Hello everyone, I'm Jiaqi Zhang. Today I'm going to present zero knowledge proof and show its applications in blockchain. Here's today's presentation's agenda. Firstly, I will introduce the blockchain and then I will discuss some blockchain problems and possible solutions. Uh, then I will discuss the main topic, the zero knowledge proof, and I will also show the zero knowledge proof in blockchain. Lastly is the future work. Blockchain definition. Blockchain is an open, immutable, and distributed ledger that record transactions and track assets in the network. And the blockchain mechanism contains three parts: cryptographic keys, proof of work consensus algorithm, and peer-to-peer network. Cryptographic keys consist of two parts: the private key and the public key. This key helps perform successful transactions between different parties, and they can also produce a secure digital identity reference. This secured identity is the most important aspect of the blockchain technology. And proof of work consensus algorithm. It is used to select a miner for generating the next block. And Bitcoin uses proof of work consensus algorithm. The main idea behind this algorithm is to solve a complex mathematical puzzle and give out a possible solution. And peer-to-peer network. The P2P is a distributed application architecture that partition tasks or workloads between different peers. And peers are equally privileged participants in the network. And there are some benefits of the blockchain. For example, distributed. The distributed ledger is shared and updated every for each coming transactions among different nodes. And all this is done in real time because there are no central servers that controlling data. Secure. There is no unauthorized access to blockchain. This is made possible by permissions and cryptography. And data stored in blockchain are immutable. Transparent, because each node or participants in blockchain have a copy of blockchain data, so they actually get full access to all transaction data. And they can verify identities by themselves. Lastly, flexible. Smart contracts are executed and written into the platform, and the blockchain network can evolve in pace with business processes, so it's quite flexible. However, the blockchain have some problems as well, especially some security and privacy problems. This is because transaction data that containing the implementation details and some transaction details are actually individual information. So, however, due to the openness and transparency of blockchain, malicious attacker can attack transaction data. So the privacy and security problems rises. There are several cryptographic methods, including homomorphic encryption, ring signature, and secure multi-party computation. Homomorphic encryption. It supports certain types of operations to be carried out on the ciphertext without decryption. It can protect the security of account balance and transaction amount. However, it cannot ensure the security of account address. Ring signature. It is a special digital signature. It does not reveal who signed it, and ring signature can protect the security of account address. However, it cannot guarantee the security of account balance and transaction amount. And security multi-party computation. It is a cryptographic protocol, and it can distribute computation tasks across multiple participants. It can also protect the security of account balance and transaction amount. Unfortunately, it cannot protect the security of account address. Moreover, all these three methods cannot used to be verified whether the prover has enough transaction amounts without leaking any information. And then we can introduce zero-knowledge proof. It is a better solution to the security and privacy problem of blockchain. Zero-knowledge proof, ZKP, is an interactive verification protocol. And it requires interaction between the prover proving their knowledge and the verifier validating the proof. It is a method by which the prover can prove to the verifier that a given statement is true, while the verifier do not need to reveal any additional information. And it is challenging to prove per session without revealing information. Here is a zero-knowledge proof framework or architecture. It shows on the right-hand side of the picture. There are mainly two entities in the zero-knowledge proof architecture, the prover and the verifier. And the implementation of this architecture mainly contains three phases. The first phase is a witness phase. In this phase, the prover computes a proof. The proof may contains its statement, and that proof can be transmitted to the verifier. The second phase is challenge phase. In this phase, the verifier will ask the prover some questions. And lastly is the response phase. The prover will answer these questions, and the verifier will choose to accept or reject the generated proof. And in these three phases, no private data will be leaked. This framework has three main properties: completeness, soundness, and zero knowledge. Completeness properties means that the verifier will always be convinced of the prover's true statement. In other words, if the prover's statement is true, the verifier will always accept that proof. And soundness. Soundness property means that the prover cannot convince the verifier that his false statement is actually true. In other words, if the prover's statement is false, the verifier will reject that statement. And zero knowledge property can be used to guarantee that the prover does not leak any useful information to the verifier. In other words, the prover can prove to the verifier that his statement is true, and the verifier will learns nothing except that the proof statements were true. So no private data will leak. And there are some popular zero-knowledge proof models. The most famous one is ZK-SNARK. ZK-SNARK stands for Zero Knowledge Succinct Non-Interactive Argument of Knowledge. It is a proof construction, where one can prove the possession of some certain information without revealing and without any interaction with other different parties. And there are mainly three steps of ZK-SNARK: setup, prover, and verifier. For the setup step, the ZK-SNARK generates a proving key (PK) and a verification key. Furthermore, the ZK-SNARK has some characteristic. Firstly, the verification can be executed within a really short time. And second, the prover and the verifier are not required to communicate with each other synchronously. In other words, there is no requirement of immediate interaction between the prover and verifier. And lastly, the implementation of the prover algorithm is polynomial time. Ligero is another popular lightweight zero-knowledge argument model. There exists a positive proportional relationship between communication complexity and the square root of the size of the verification circuit. In addition, the Ligero can be relied on some hash functions. And furthermore, the Ligero can be a ZK-SNARK scheme in the random oracle model. And Ligero can also be applied for some extremely large verification circuits, as well as some medium-large circuits. There are some zero-knowledge proof application: anonymous verifiable voting, secure exchange of digital assets, and secure auction. For anonymous verifiable voting, voting is actually essential to guarantee democracy in countries and companies. However, the privacy or data of the voters may be leaked during the process of voting, and the voting result is hard to be verified securely. ZKP is an available solution to this problem. Based on the ZKP, the eligible users can show their rights without leaking their identities. And secure exchange digital assets. Digital assets is usually identifiable and very important. If people want to exchange their digital assets, their privacy may be leaked during the exchange process. And ZKP can allow digital assets to exchange without leaking privacy. Because ZKP can generate a verifiable proof. That proof can contain the process of exchange digital assets. And secure auction. The government can choose the lowest bids from multiple suppliers. However, the selection of the winning supplier may leak may leak supplier space and identities. So ZKP can solve this problem by generating a verifiable proof for each losing supplier speed. And the zero knowledge proof framework in blockchain. The framework mainly contains two parts: the off-chain part and the on-chain part. For the off-chain part, the prover can claim that they have enough transaction amount, and the validation requester will be responsible to announce a verification task and collect verification results and pay verification fee. For on-chain part, the authenticity verification of the prover's claim can be implemented by the verifier. The verifier is usually the blockchain miner. Furthermore, the blockchain can have an incentive mechanism. The mechanism calculates the verification fee for the verifier. And the ZKP is well studied in blockchain. However, some traditional ZKP methods are usually not very efficient, and they may not be suitable for the blockchain. However, there are some new schemas like zero coin and zero cash that can be applied to the blockchain. Zero coin. Zero coin is a Saito currency that relies the completely anonymous currency transactions. It can solve the double spending problems by ZKP. The double spending is prevented by serial numbers. The serial number corresponds to funding in the commitment. Moreover, and each participant can track the transactions by the serial numbers. However, this schema still leaks the destination and amounts of transaction. Zero cash. It is based on the improvement of ZK Snark. It is a full-fledged ledger-based cryptocurrency. And zero cash can be paid directly and privately without interactions. It can protect the source, destination, and the amount of the transaction amount. Moreover, zero cash supports anonymous transactions with any amount. Compared with zero coin, the size of the transactions and the verification time is reduced greatly. And Hork. Hork is a novel decentralized smart contract mechanism based on the zero cash. And Hork offers both secure transactions and programmability in blockchain. In Hork, ZKP can be used to guarantee the validity of contractual execution and funding transfer. And BOLT. BOLT stands for Blind Off-Chain Lightweight Transactions. It contains construction of three secure payment channels in decentralized cryptocurrency. And the blind signature and the ZKP are combined to allow users to implement secure exchange of payments without leaking any information. Furthermore, a revocation token can be used to prevent dishonest owner from using or preserving earlier versions of the token. Future work. I will also introduce some future work, including weaker assumptions, incorporation of different mechanism, and a strongly linear version of proof. Weaker assumption. I think one important improvement of the ZKP is that it is whether it can be implemented efficiently by using some weaker assumptions. For example, zk-SNARK is using zero cache. However, it requires a trusted third party to set up and initialize system. So I think it is worthy to study the implementation of ZKP without using any trusted third parties. And incorporation of different mechanisms. Different ZKP models have their own advantage. So I think it would be beneficial to incorporate different ZKP and with their advantages. For example, in Libra, the running time of the prover is linear, and Hyrax does not require any trusted setup or initialization. So, to make better use of this advantage, it is interesting or worthwhile to study whether different mechanisms can be incorporated into a unified and advanced model. And a strongly linear version of proof. Strongly linear version of proof is a new type of ZKP. It allows the verifier to implement the linear query to the input. Moreover, the query is pointed to the proof, and the verifier have limited access to that input. So, this strongly linear version of proof actually realizes the standard concept of soundness property. Conclusion. In this presentation, I gave a brief introduction to blockchain, and I also discuss the openness and transaction property of the blockchain can cause some privacy and security problems. And then I will introduce zero knowledge proof, the ZKP. I introduce its definition, framework, models, and applications. And then I will also show the zero knowledge proof in blockchain. Thank you. Here are the citations.